Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the international audience that is watching us now in the final of the second UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition. As the second year in which we develop this great project all over the world in collaboration with the Basque Culinary Center and the support of the Etour Foundation, in this edition, we have had more than 250 applications from more than 80 countries. All of this talent has been already set as innovative and going through our evaluation process carefully taken by the teams of the organizations already mentioned. We are going today to present the finalists and each of their projects. I am Jose Ricardo Diaz from the innovation team of the World Tourism Organization, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today, and all my best to the entrepreneurs that will be presenting their projects, how gastronomy and tourism in this intersection of value chains are changing the way we travel, and especially giving the best of the social impact and sustainability for communities, the economy, and the environment. Just to start, I would like to welcome our Secretary General, Mr. Surab Pololikashvili from the World Tourism Organization, who has shared with us some welcome remarks.
Dear friends, we are here today to celebrate the final of the second Global Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition. Gastronomy tourism allows destinations to stand out. It offers visitors a unique taste of the places they visit. At the same time, it supports jobs, businesses, and helps keep traditions alive. We believe that innovation and technology hold the key for recovery from this current crisis. They will also help us build a more sustainable, inclusive, and dynamic tourism sector. More than 250 entrepreneurs and innovators from 80 countries have contributed their ideas. This competition has been a great success. This could not have been possible without the partnership and support of the Basque Culinary Center. Thank you, dear Jose Maria Iseca, for making us part of the culinary action initiative and for being part of this exciting competition. The finalists we will announce today recognize the challenges that the industry faces, not only in terms of the effects of the pandemic, but also for a brighter future fully committed to the Sustainable Development Goals. I wish you all the best of luck.
And now, thank you very much, Secretary General, for these words. And now it's my pleasure to present Natalia Bayona, the Director of the Innovation, Education, and Investments Department, who has been leading this competition from the last year.
Hi, it's my pleasure to be here with you to celebrate how gastronomy, a startup competition, is helping to improve and to foster our tourism innovation ecosystem. So of course, I love to be here today and to thank our partners in this venture. Of course, to my team, the innovation team of the UNWTO. I have to say that I love the way we work with Basque Culinary Center, because of course, excellence has to be on our top of mind when we work with them, and innovation is part of their daily basis. And of course, with one of the best partners when we talk about social impact and sustainability, that is the TUI Foundation. I've been, and of course, to Sandra and to the team, her team, on market trends and competitiveness, because of course, with her approach, we evaluate these amazing entrepreneurs. And of course, our comms team that are working with us today to make this great and big. So I'm really pleased of working with entrepreneurs. And of course, when we receive more than 100 applications in a segment that have been really hurt thanks to COVID-19, as is gastronomy and hospitality, I have to say that I'm not wrong when I am saying that youth and entrepreneurship has to be the strong priority of the tourism sector if we want tourism back again. So we have seen a lot of strong solutions focused on artificial intelligence, on the way we can develop a smart gastronomy through new elements that can track where a delivery is in, how we can use a smart gastronomy inside of the food and beverage system of a hotel, for example, and to bring high quality food into the gastronomy chain. So it's an amazing path, but of course it's a start of something that we love, that is to foster the tourism innovation ecosystem. Today we are here because we want that our top innovators talk to us and bring us the top solutions. And what I love the most is that when you see the finalists, they are from all around the world. I see for the first time someone from Kenya. I see, of course, someone from Korea. I see Europeans, I see Americans. So that's amazing because it's the way of connecting the innovation power and our innovative thoughts with the reality in order to help tourism to come back again. So today, our high level innovation network that we have been invited here. So we have here governments, startups, of course, investors, innovators, and so on, in order to help to foster this ecosystem and to help the winners to pilot their projects with the private or the public sector. I wish you all the best during this journey. I'm really excited of having you inside of the Innovation Investments Network of the UNWTO. And of course, I encourage you that as of today, you have to be part of the UNWTO Innovation Ambassadors. You have to be the ambassadors of technology and innovation to help us to spread the voice about why the tourism innovation ecosystem has to be a priority if we want a more sustainable, innovative, and inclusive tourism. So I just want to end, of course, by giving some views on what I think we will be working during these innovative or innovation journeys. So, of course, after the pitches are presented, the best, we have two categories, the one in social impact and the other one, of course, based on gastronomy and technology. The best ones will win an acceleration process with the Basque Culinary Center, and of course will be part of the innovation network where we will build connections for them to help them to grow through corporates or governments. So of course it's an amazing journey. This year we have done 7 challenges / startup competitions. So of course the network that we have today have increased a lot. That's an amazing thing. So today I have to say that we work with more than 7,000 entrepreneurs from all around the world. And this year, by the end of the year, we will do a digital event to include all the winners from all the startup competitions and challenges that we have done in order to present what's next on tourism innovation. So I wish you all the best. Please, let's keep in touch through our social media networks and the UNWTO website. I wish you all the best. And of course, let's lead by example and let's help hospitality and gastronomy in order to bounce back tourism. Thanks a lot. Hi, it's my...
And now It's a pleasure to present Mr. Josemari Aizega, Managing Director of the Basque Culinary Center, that has been the first faculty with an official degree on gastronomy and culinary arts in Spain, and has already pioneered in all the programs. So thank you very much for being here, Mr. Mari, with us.
Thank you, Jose Ricardo. Thank you to all of you. It's a pleasure to be connected in this event and to be connected with so many entrepreneurial talent that it will be a pleasure to listen to you. Congratulations for being finalists. I think you are a very good and inspiring representatives of the entrepreneurial energy that nowadays we can find in gastronomy and in many sectors. And of course, it is a pleasure to collaborate with UNWTO in this second startup competition in gastronomy and tourism. Also, we work with WTO in many projects, in many initiatives in gastronomy and tourism. And also with this initiative, we wanted to promote something evident. No, I mean, we believe that entrepreneurs, you are the future in gastronomy and tourism, and also to give you visibility and also to connect you with all of our networks, with our acceleration programs. It's our mission. So we are happy to have you here. I think we are all aware that we are facing incredible challenges to recovery, to come back with all of our activity in gastronomy, tourism, in tourism in general. But we believe, and we are very sure, that gastronomy has a huge potential to promote sustainable social and economic development. At Basque Culinary Center, we are committed to this, not only in education, because we are a higher education institution, but also in all of our research and innovation activities, and also in our activities connected with entrepreneurship. I hope to host some of you in our acceleration program and to connect with our networks and to make your business or your projects grow and to be important in the future. I would say now it's like the moment of competition. So I wish you the best luck. Of course, you have won. Being here, I think for us, it's a privilege. And I'm sure that these connections, depending on who wins, it doesn't matter so much. Of course, it's important, but it's not so important because the connection that we have already made, I'm sure they are going to be important in the future. So again, the best luck and enjoy the process. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Josemari, for your welcome remarks and for all this encouragement for the participants here. Now, I would like to welcome Manu Bufara, an award-winning chef. She is the founder and owner of Manu Restaurant in Curitiba, Brazil, and she has been finalist of the Basque World Culinary Prize in 2016, and she has been selected as one of the 50 world's best restaurants. So thank you very much, Manu, for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much to inviting me and to give some ideas and what I think and some reflection in the time that we are living. For me, cook is to respect the timing of everything. So I believe we need to reflect the way we live, the relating, dealing with our own problems and looking to the future. It's not a time to mourn the past, but to look with the greater objective that we have, to learn from our mistakes and to look forward with the new eyes. We must fight for the quality of foods to the diversity, and work with our own farms, fishermen, and producers. Food must be the way that we need to defend our philosophy and the way to telling a story. We need to make a new story with the future. Our understanding about food changes completely when we plug into contact with the land. Planting, caring, waiting, and harvesting become a relationship. And this relationship increases as soon as you can to the miracle in your hands. That's why the ingredients is the best inspiration for the cooks and for chefs. We need to take care of our culture, our home, the way that we live. The nature around brings inspiration. The ingredient is our inspirations, our environment, the place that we belong, where our food comes from. We need to work side by side with the nature, not against the nature. We need to fight for the quality of food. We need to fight for have better ingredients. We need to fight for better food. I think food, this good food, organic food, with local producers, is the way that we can change a nation. We need to change the way we eat and the way we see food. Food is something so important for our body and for the land that we come from. We preserve and share food knowledge got from the wise farms. We'll be able to face the current sustainability change. Food culturally connects us to the land and to our community. Cooking can change the way that we see the world. Cooking can change a nation. For me, cooking is an expressing of love, knowledge, technique, authenticity, and respect. Respect for the product, respect for the farm, respect for a chef, respect for my family. My relationship with the vegetables and with the land and with my community, it's something that inspires me every day. I think we need, how we can start that? Well, you can start with a small school. You can start with the diet of the kids. You can start in our home for being sustainable. I think sustainability is the word that is not like, I'm gonna be sustainable. Everyone have to be sustainable in the world that we are living today. We need to take care about the trash. We need to think about the water. We need to think about the sun and the heat. We need to understand what we are living in this moment. I want to share a video with you guys. It's the video from the land that I come from, and why the ingredients and the people that produce everything come from my restaurants. It's from why I believe the place that I come from is so important. I think the place that I come from, it's 50% of my restaurants, and the people made my restaurant. So I think it's really important we take care about people. I think restaurant today is not just about serving food, but it's about the change. We can do a change. I think we need to support the community. We need to change the world through food. So I'm going to share the video for you can understand what the work that we do and how we believe food is so important in the world that we are living today.
To eat is to connect with the whole. So, let's make a pact for a day. We sit at the table, turn off our cell phones, the television. We make ourselves present for those who accompany us, talking softly as someone speaking about love would do. And, if alone, we think about ourselves with the same grace of that song that made us sleep one day, when we still didn't know the difference between the self and the breast of our mothers. In the midst of smells, flavors, with all the reverence that naturally grants lightness to gestures. With respect for the sacred, we take the food to the mouth. The papilla dilates. Water, air, earth, fire, insects, pollen, hands, sweat, death, life, time, creation. All this is made and unmade by each miraculous bite. Tiny miracles, yes, weaved by infinite stories between our teeth and tongue. Details, so small they can lead us to the divine spark of a primordial explosion that pulsates in the food, awakening in us a cure that feeds the eyes and expands our being. Thus, in this pact, we proclaim ourselves beyond the table, surrendering, feeling, making a big move outward, towards the other, the world. We find once again our origins. We remember unconsciously, without any effort, between grains, meat, sea, green, reds, oranges, textures, what the concrete mind reveals when it calms down. That we are also a point connecting to another in an endless chain. Creators and creatures. We are, in essence, what feeds us. We are nature.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. And well, I hope I can put a little seed and for you guys, and you can come with me and let's do a change in your community or the place that you come from. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Manu, for this reflection on how the territory matches definitely the gastronomic experience, but more importantly, people. On the same path is that we are working through with the Basque Culinary Center, with the Etour Foundation, with leaders as you, to make this awareness happen all over the world. And especially because we are convinced that with this crisis, innovation towards sustainability is the new normal. So matching all the technology that we will have the opportunity to watch today for a better world and for a better environment, it is definitely worth it. So thank you very much, Manu, and hope to keep in contact with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, we're going to move forward to the next stage of this final of the second UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition. And I am pleased to present the winner of the social impact category, Jirani's Food, presented by his CEO and co-founder, Peter Muchemi from Kenya. So let's give the floor to Peter Muchemi, and thank you very much for keep all the efforts for having more benefits for local communities.
Hola to you all. My name is Peter Muchemi, CEO and co-founder Jirani's Food. What comes in your mind when you travel to a new destination? Local food, right? Jirani's Food is on a mission to connect travelers with local in-home food experiences in Africa. Our vision is to create a new sustainable revenue stream to local communities in rural destinations where they can create decent income through hosting travelers to enjoy experiences, their food, and way of life. We are excited to have been announced the winners of second Gastronomy Tourism Competition under Social Impact category, and we look forward to welcoming you all in Africa to eat the local way. As you all know, African cuisine industry is worth more than $300 billion and is expected to reach to $1 trillion by 2030, according to African Development Bank. We therefore welcome all stakeholders, investors, and well-wishers to come on board, and collectively we will empower local communities. Thank you all, and God bless you. Hello, Jirani's Food is a website that connects travelers with African hosts offering food experiences. So basically, travelers coming to Africa in any country can be able to book and enjoy the experience in the local food. But due to COVID, we are encouraging guys to do deliveries, and if they feel secure, they can also do in-house. So basically, for someone to become a host and upload cuisines, they would come here, click on become a host, and then they will be able to sign up if they don't have any account. So in this case, I'll sign up. I can be able to sign up with my email, put my name, put gender, put my phone, put my country, and put the password and sign up. So I can also be able to log in, but in this case, since I have already created an account, I'm just going to log in with Facebook. Or I can just log in with my account. And I'm logged in, so I'm taken to the portal since I'm a host, and I can be able to add cuisines. But since I'm not a host, I can be able to complete the profile and become a host. For example, if I'm from Nairobi City, Nairobi, Kenya, and then the city is Nairobi, and then I'm a genius in cooking, and then I proceed. And that's my profile picture. I can change my profile picture if I want to. Something like this. Let me see. Do we have a picture? Let me just use that. It has already changed the profile picture, and then I can proceed and add my cuisines. So I'll be able to add cuisines, maybe mokimo. I will charge $3 per person, and I can offer it the whole week, or I can just offer it in particular select days. Then I can host a maximum of 4 people. Then the check-in time is 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. At that time, no drinking alcohol. Okay, delivery charges applicable. And after that, I'm going to add a description of the cuisine. This is a Kikuyu cuisine in Kenya Central. And then I'm gonna proceed by proceeding and saving. So the next thing will be to add all the pictures or the photos of the cuisine by selecting here. But in this case, I'm just not going to add. So the moment I do that, I'll be able to find all my cuisines.
And there we had this opportunity to see a little bit on how the platform has been developed from Jirani's Food, and how comprehensively has been reached from our entrepreneur of the social impact category. Thank you very much, Peter, and we hope that everybody can
Hello,
join
Jirani's Food.
this portal that from the customer side is well managed, and you can see it at this picture of the beginning. Thank you very much. And now we're going to move towards the presentation of the pitches, especially with this exciting moment that we don't really know who will win, because it will be a live evaluation model. But before moving through, I would love to just remind you a couple of rules. So all the entrepreneurs will have 3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes to present their pitch of their project. I will be telling you when there is 1 minute left, so all the audience could know as well this exciting part of the competition, and when time is over. When time is over, we definitely encourage you to respect that it's already over, and we could move on to the questions from the jury. And the jury this time consists on different backgrounds, starting with Natalia Bayona, our director, coming from the business side with her MBA, for example, and coming from the innovation and entrepreneurship side in tourism. We do have as well Sandra Carvalho from our Market Intelligence and Competitiveness Department. She's the chief of this division at UNWTO and has been guiding all the process of gastronomy tourism throughout the years. On the other hand, we have Mr. Alexander Pangsuk, Executive Director from the TUI Care Foundation, and he will be joining us as well as part of this jury. As well, Begoña Rodriguez, Director of the Basque Culinary Center Innovation Lab. So coming from both sides of the innovation and gastronomy. David Mora, Coordinator of the Mastering Gastronomy Tourism of the Basque Culinary Center, is helping us today as well. And Jose Luis Chicoma, Executive Director of Etour's Public Policy Lab from Mexico. So let's start then with Cookley. Benjamin Ozane, the floor is yours, and we will start as soon as you give the first words with the 4 minutes.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Benjamin Osanai, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cookley. In 2014, I came to Thailand as an entrepreneur. And the one thing I love to do to learn about a new culture is through its local cuisine with local people. A year later, 5 years ago, sorry, just a second. Okay, a year later, 5 years ago, Cookley was born with the mission to bring people together through food while preserving and sharing our food traditions around the world. Today, Cookley is a global platform for people to access local food cultures through hands-on cooking classes and food experiences with locals. We work with a community of more than 1,000 local partners across 50 countries who share their passion with food travelers. Our app got featured as App of the Day, and we've been crowned by CNN as the startup that puts food tourism on the map. The pandemic has obviously also impacted us, and while we still see traction across some of our 50 markets, we had to adapt to the change in consumer behaviors. There's an increasing demand for domestic and rural tourism and being surrounded by nature. And people also want to support local producers and understand the food chain. And the home cooking boom has led to an interest in learning new skills and purchasing quality food products. This clearly speaks for an unprecedented opportunity in gastronomic rural tourism. Through extensive research with our large user base, we identified two major problems. First, travel experiences are mostly tailored to international tourists and hence not really authentic and appealing to the domestic traveler. And secondly, while gastronomic rural tourism is highly appealing to domestic travelers, it is difficult to access for the end consumers. We want to contribute to making our industry more sustainable, and that's why we are a new product category to Cookley: gastronomic farm experiences and online shops. Our new product gives consumers access to gastronomic experiences and products directly from vetted farmers and producers. Those experiences can be seasonal harvesting, farm-to-table cooking classes or dinners, and also artisanal workshops like cheese making and winemaking. Our solution enables farmers and producers to open their doors and share their passion. We help them to become more sustainable by diversifying their income sources and selling directly to consumers. We charge consumers a reservation fee on experiences and an optional membership to get access to premium content and products. And in the second phase, we're launching online shops for farmers and producers, where we charge a commission on shop sales. We're able to scale with the help of our existing network of local partners and ambassadors to source new partners. And we're also looking for organizations and governmental bodies to help us reach more farmers and producers. Our business has a direct impact on sustainability in the gastronomic tourism industry. From an economic perspective, we contribute to the redistribution of urban income to rural communities, to the diversification of local economic activities, and to the development of rural and domestic tourism. From a social perspective, we encourage cultural exchange and community pride about local culture, while also educating visitors about local food chain. And from an environmental perspective, we promote the consumption of local and regional food, while also encouraging and educating farmers and producers to become more environmentally sustainable. We are launching our new product category in Thailand in Q1 next year, followed by the online shop in Q2, and we're looking for sponsors and partners to support us with this exciting and important mission. Thank you very much. This is Cookley.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for such an exact time. Ben, that comes from Cookley from Thailand. And now I would love to welcome, as member of the jury, the Mr. Alexander Pansek for the questions already made for Cookley.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks, Benjamin, for the wonderful presentation. Very impressive. We have 3 questions and we only have 5 minutes, right? So I will jump into the questions directly. First one is, how do you plan to compete with like the online giants of Airbnb and Klooks?
We actually, since 2018, partnering with most of these larger platforms. So we're actually, let's say, suppliers of these platforms as well. And I think one of the challenges they have is that they are quite broad, which means they go in all sort of activities and all sort of categories. And I think for us, since 2015, the fact that we've always focused on not only culinary tourism, but also really like beginning with cooking classes, made us really stand out and yeah, like survive until today. So I still believe that from a consumer perspective, standing for one thing is very important and also stands for trust and credibility.
Okay, thank you. A link to this, the question, if you can explain a bit how you engage with service providers, you mentioned that briefly already, and local producers.
Sorry, again, the first part, we engage with?
Engage with service providers and producers.
Okay, service providers meaning the ones who offer those experiences?
I guess so. It wasn't my question, but I would understand it, yeah, like this.
Yeah,
okay,
there's the opportunity if the jury that formulated this question would like to clarify, please feel free.
Yeah, it would be great. In which sense, like how we engage with them? Yeah, I see a raising hand.
I can do so. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's an amazing project. I actually formulated the question, Alexander, so thank you so much for putting it forward. The question was very much, how do you engage your farmers and your fruit producers? Because we're talking about micro partners. So how is the process of engaging them, identifying them, and bring them on board to ensure quality as well?
Yeah, it's okay. Thanks for clarifying. It's a very different onboarding process, I would say, mostly because and most of them are not even aware that there's an interest or a demand for such activities. So it depends. There's like some we already have a few of those on our platforms. For some of them, they are already offering this, and it's just like giving them more exposure. But then there are others, and I think that's the big work that we have to do in general in gastronomic rural tourism. It's also a lot about education, really like being there and yeah, literally like training them and telling them what they can do, not what they have to do, but really like what's possible. And usually, funny enough, like the more authentic they are, it's basically just by being who they are and like letting people be part of their daily life. I think this is what consumers are nowadays looking for, not for a tailored fake tour, but actually just like having the privilege of joining someone in their everyday life. That's just the most fascinating, I would say, experience, and that really is an experience. It's not a tailored, pre-scheduled tour. So that's what we're trying to communicate to them.
Okay, thank you. Then one final question. What is the main difference between Cookley and similar platforms like Travelspool?
Yeah, I mean, we really focused on expansion and on dominating one category. I think this was a strategy from day one. I would say like a lot of other platforms went in many different directions. We do have like some, let's say, more or less direct competitors, but I would say really like our bread and butter are the cooking classes, and I would say it really is like what makes the brand stand out amongst the competition. And even now, I would say it's really being able to adapt to changes. And during this pandemic, it just like showed, okay, we can do more, we can do something different, and it's actually like something that we wanted to do anyways in that direction. So it's yeah, I think it's a full package from being an adaptable and flexible business to really like standing for one thing, and yeah, trying to contribute also now to this industry, and really like making yeah, an impact on sustainability now for rural tourism in particular.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much to all of you. Is there any other member of the jury or even Mr. Alexander with any question for Cookley?
Yes,
we still have a couple of minutes.
Jose, one question, please, Ben. How many people are working in the company at the moment?
To be honest, it's a bit tricky at the moment, given the situation. We have to like.
Well, at the moment, this year, I mean, this last year.
I can tell you that like at the beginning of the year, we were like roughly around 40-50 people. Okay. And now we have to change and adapt a few things. But yeah, we already actually at the beginning of the year, before the pandemic, started to move more to like a remote structure, and because we have a global team across different continents and people on the ground in key markets. So also now for this new project and this new endeavor, we definitely need people on the ground, and I think that's in general for rural tourism the biggest challenge, I think, to scale, is to really like be on the ground and yeah, build up the product.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you very much for all of you. We would love then to move forward to the next pitch now. Going through Vincent Spacapelli from Etour, coming from Italy. Vincent, the floor is yours for 3 to 4 minutes.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. My name is Vincent Spacapelli. It's an honor for me to introduce you our project Etour. For the first thing, the problem, climate change is perceived as the first risk now for the people. 63.4% of people perceive this like first risk for the future. This is the tourism industry data. 1.4 billion people move all around the world with an expectation by 2045 of 9.5 billion people in this planet. We will move from 3 billion travels to 16 billion travels by 2045. And each tourist releases 36 kilograms of CO2 in the environment. This is the scenario. A lot of time in this last 30 years, tourism had a lot of point of no return for crack, Lehman Brothers, terrorism, and other. But this industry was demonstrating it's a non-stop performing industry. So we will back. And this is very important slide because put in touch food chain, demographic trend and tourism with 14% of global emission, food chain with 24% of global emission and the demographic trend. Do you know what's happened when this data put in touch? This is an unsustainable tourism for the future. This is our behavior. And we produce at the moment 6,000 billion tons of food by year, but 2,000 billion become waste. This is another big problem. The solution is our app, Etour, that involves people in climate change were challenged. Count CO2 from food tourism chain and count the calories and CO2 that we emit day by day when we eat. Connect hotel and restaurant with clients and inspire responsible action. How does it work? Just as I said, calculate calories and emission of food eating day by day and suggest an environmental diet. Environmental diet created by nutritional expert and environmental engineering expert. Certify in blockchain the CO2 saved and give back to people credits and Bitcoin. This is the goals. Suggest environmental diet, educational sustainable food, certify emission and product, involve people on responsible consumption, measure personal emission. This is our business model, B2C and B2B. The B2C with subscription fee for environmental diet, and B2B measure and assessment for food chain EPD consulting to improve the sustainable profile of the company on the tourism change. Adivua marketplace, knowledge and disclosure in a roadshow and magazine.
1 minute.
Yeah, this is a B2C example, a diet for fitness, social approval, dysfunction, health. Our environmental diet help to save carbon dioxide, valid in a blockchain and back with like Bitcoin. This is the B2B, the huge tourism chain, and we give consult to tourism change. This is our market, the first market, Italian, but our vision is global. This is the roadmap with 2 important projects in the future, a circular economy project, 00, a Lost Farm, a vertical farming project for next future. This is me and Mattia, and this is the payoff, change diet, change world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to this team. And now I welcome Begoña once again here for the questions.
Yeah, I have some question for you. Well, great presentation first.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Could you please explain a little bit more about the e-coins, so the thing that people, the consumer wins when they, follow your rules?
Yes, of course. When people follow our suggested environmental diet, the environmental diet is created from nutritional expert and environmental technical expert. So is composed by a certified product with CO2 certified. So we can give a part of this carbon footprint certified to people that use this environmental diet. So this a little bit carbon move in a piggy bank, and this piggy bank go in a blockchain to have a validation, and back to us in a form of Bitcoin or other crypto value, for example, cryptocurrency, for example. This is a big motivation to move people in a responsible consumption. It's a great motivation.
So it's like Bitcoins in general.
Yeah,
like
yes.
More or less. Okay.
Yes.
We have another question here. Do I get more Bitcoins if I consume local or bio products? I think yes, because it's the
Yes. Prefer local product, of course, because it's less impact in the environment, of course. We work in sustainability since 15 years. We have our first goal is save the world, and then the business.
Are in the app in somewhere taking into account the intolerances and diet restriction, for example, are reflected in the app in some way?
Yes, because each one of us is profiling from the app, so you can insert or respect your intolerance. The project is developing to give on the future, of course, in next 1 or 2 years, the chance to insert much more details of your profile. So you have a diet for you, just for you.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Understood. And the last one about the business model and the other part in the clients or in the professional model, talking about consultancy. Do you think that it's possible to have more subscription or more advertising, or what do you think is the real earn or money in this part?
Yes, of course. We hope to have a lot of subscription because our first goal is to have a lot of people, a big community that participate to this project, of course. And this is a bit more sure and with a great marginality. Okay, it's good. It's good. And then the second part is B2B, is consulting, because the supply chain and the tourism chain have to involve in this big project, because a very large community created by company and people. People involve company, a company involve people. This is the secret.
And do you have these consultants people in your staff in the company?
Sorry?
Do you have in your staff in the company, do you have these consultant people? How many people are in your company nowadays?
At the moment, me and Mattia and our, of course, and our scientific technical from 2 universities in Viterbo, because this project was born from a PhD in the University of Tuscia with Daphne and University La Sapienza in Rome. Okay. So we have a big base, a scientific base, of course. Okay. And then we have a great collaboration with other partner, Giuneco in Florence, to developing the engineering part of the app.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Begoña. I will give the floor to Jose Luis Chicoma, who has another question for Etour. And if there's another jury with a question, please let us know.
Thank you, Jose, and thank you, Vincent, for the great presentation. I have a question, like when we talk about environmental diets, that they are like a key issue for the future of the world, it depends a lot on the community, on the location, on the country, and the cultural traditions. If you focus on Italy, it's actually like very different environmental diet everywhere.
Yes.
How are you going to manage that with the expansion that you want to do all over the world?
Great, of course. We move the first step in Italy, of course, but now we have a big resources like software and big database to create a different modeling all around the world. So we have the chance to create a single environmental diet in each country. because when you open this project, wherever you have tourism and food, of course, you can put online your food. You can put online your food in a big database, governative database, for example, like USD, on like a Swiss database or other. You can keep this database and create special and detailed environmental diet in each country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much to all of you. And now we would love to cross the ocean, cross the Atlantic, and go to Puerto Rico. I invite Paul González Mangual and his startup Foodications to let us know how it works. Welcome, Paul.
Okay, let's go. Hi, I got a question. When traveling, do you constantly ask yourself where and what to eat? Have you spent long hours researching for food options when traveling? I know I have. That's why I've created Foodications, a food tourism agency for foodies who love to travel and travel to eat, with the sole mission of helping everyone experiencing culture through food. But what makes us unique is that we have adopted a holistic business model as a way to approach and innovate in the culinary industry. How does that holistic approach look like for our solutions? It's a 360-degree diagram of solutions, where we have first the guides, which are professionally curated culinary guidebook that promotes the best experience of a particular city or country, and that comes over with apps. We also have tours where we take exclusive guided tours to different cities. We have a media platform that we're developing to expand the outreach of the culinary industry. And we have a business-to-business sector where we innovate and execute business philosophies. This is one of the solutions. This is the guidebook. This is the San Juan, Puerto Rico book. Here we will find around 50 different places with all the information you need to make the best culinary decisions when you visit that city. We have also developed Mexico City, Medellin, Colombia, Orlando, Florida. In easy words, this is the farmer's guide of the food world. We have also developed the guidebook in an app form, and here you can see it. And this is the guidebook basically in the digital form. As for the business-to-business part of the holistic model, the idea is to develop the potential of small and medium businesses, execute ideas like the one you see on the right side, expand their scope, create visibility so they can become part of the global tourism conversation. As for our target market, we are impacting the United States millennials, which they already say they are foodies, and that they spend 44% of their annual budget on food experiences. This has never happened before. And 82% of them believe that eating helps them understand the culture of the particular city or country. As for our business model, which is also a holistic approach, we have the guided apps we're going to be selling in paper form and digital form. We got the tours that we're planning to do around 6 each year. The business to business is all about consulting fees and content creation, and the media platform is a subscription-based model where we're going to share different kind of solutions that we are going to prepare for our target market. As for the impact on sustainability, the most important thing is our promise that every place that we have is curated. The places that we showcase, they have the best work practices, and that we strive to build one of the most environmental friendly and technological savvy tools to enhance the gastronomic experience of everyone.
1 minute.
As for Foodications today and tomorrow, how do we scale? We are looking for an angel investment of $100,000 to expand our products and create a marketing plan, a robust marketing plan. About this competition, I'm really happy to be part of it, but it's not about winning. For me, it's not about winning, it's about visibility. It's about fostering those global collaborations that we need in order to succeed. And with COVID-19, we have been on pause like most of the world, but we are still thinking of ways to strategize, because when the world opens, it creates a big opportunity to create market experience everywhere. I'm Boy Gonzalez. I'm the founder and CEO of Foodications. I've been in the culinary industry for around 10 years, doing events, educating myself, and writing for big media outlets, which all have taken me to create what we know today as Foodications. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. In this exact time that you have made your pitch on, and coming with David Mora, our expert that will deliver some questions to you on behalf of the whole jury.
Okay, Jose, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to congratulate the 5 candidates, and especially Paul, now that I have the chance to address you directly. I really enjoyed myself a lot watching the 5 videos and watching your presentations. Good to see that there's so much talent investing right now in food tourism. There are 2 questions from the jury. Actually, one of it is from myself, so this will be the second one. The first one, do you think that consumers still aims for paper materials such as the proposed guides?
Thank you. That's a great question. I get it all the time. There was a study actually a couple of years ago that in 2017, the paper industry for travel guides in paper form sold $124 million. Is the biggest number in the last 10 years. So paper is not dead.
Mm-hmm. Great answer. Well prepared. And then the second one, this comes from myself. Will you be able to, since this is one of your strengths that you mentioned in your presentation, will you be able to keep curating every place you work with once you escalate and go global?
Yeah, well, personally, I won't be able to be at everywhere at the same time, but I have developed this process of selecting each place we have in our guides and the different solutions, so I can actually educate people or employees to actually do the same thing as I do. And I already started with 2 persons last year, and then I went to the same places, and it was exactly as if I was going myself. So it can be possible to do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to ask if any other member of the jury has another question for Foodication.
I would be interested in learning a bit more about like the revenue streams that you were thinking of. I mean, it's basically mostly subscriptions to your content, right?
Well, first is the guidebooks that we're going to sell in paper form and digital form. Also the apps that we're going to sell, and access to the app, because it's going to be one of those apps that you need to download. It's not going to be on the store, so we have more control about it. The other one is the consulting part to the business to business, so they can actually be part of our platform in the future. The other one is the tours. When we do this exclusive tour, it's just for a couple of people, but very high end. So they, instead of having the normal tours that people do to go to museums, all that kind of stuff, it's all about eating from start to finish of the day. And the other one is a subscription-based model for the media content. It's going to be a podcast, blog forms, and all the different type of traditional media, if you want to say, and all the different types of different clubs that we're going to do for special promotion, all that kind of stuff. So you can access that with a small annual or monthly fee. So there are 4 different kind of revenue streams right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We still have time for more questions if you would love to make them jurors. I think everything is clear then, and we should move forward to our next participant, next finalist. Let me introduce and going to the other side of the world now. welcome Taekyung Kim, CEO and founder of Foodion from Korea. Feel free to share your presentation.
Okay. Okay, I will start. Hi, this is Foodion. I attended a tourism startup networking day last year, and I met a local rice winery farmer at the event. The farmer said that they need the marketing and sales to sell their local products. In 2020, the average age of farmers in Korea is 67. When our team visited the Little Rice Winery, we were able to realize how much rural farmers feel hard to do marketing and sales. It's a serious problem that rural areas young people move out into major cities. So, Foodion solved this problem with locals. We created a new rice winery tour program for farmers, and travelers experienced the locals and farmers earned money. We successfully connected locals and farmers. Foodion create a tour content based on local food ingredient. We make content following the 6 processes, and we are focusing on consumption of local food ingredient for local economy development. In 2019, we opened the Rice Winery Tour on crowdfunding platform in Korea, and we achieved $11,000 within 2 weeks, and 126 people booked our trip. We shared revenue with farmers, and they earned $7,000 a month by Foodion. We take a 30% commission from our host, and we finally found the product market fit after 1 year market test. We target 1% of the Korea's leisure and activity market, and is $26 million in size. Foodion customers are early to mid-30s travelers, and they can afford experiential consumption. We have business partnerships with Korea tourism startups, and we actively use social media to gather Foodion fans. We are tactically branding Foodion as a foodie experience service. Now we have 11 tour programs, and we will achieve $140,000 sales next year. And we are going to concentrate on updating and operating new local tours next year. Our goal is to be the #1 food experience tourism service in Asia. Foodion is planning to go global with foodie tour content in 2023, and we have a unique local content format, and it can be applied globally. We will accomplish 1 billion sales goals by 2025. Foodion revitalized the local economy by creating local food ingredient tour contents. We go to countryside and rebranding and sales marketing for local farmers. There are thousands of local ingredients in rural area to make tour contents. Foodion will be the key solution for local farmers. Our team members gathered to develop local content, and our strength lies in branding and content creation. We are preparing $260,000 in seed funding, and we plan to expand our business fast. Foodion contribute to solve UN Sustainable Development Goals #8, decent work and economic growth. Local farmers become a local food tour guide, and they can make money as a Foodion host. This activity gives important motivations to farmers, and we will never give up to create quality foodie tours for rural areas' economic growth. Make your travel better with Foodion. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kim, for your pitch, and welcome Jose Luis Chicoma for the exciting questions now.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much, Foodion, and thank you for all the finalists. They're addressing some of the key issues for the future of tourism, sustainable tourism, and food systems like biodiversity, climate change. And I see that you are addressing, Ms. Kim, here a lot of important issues like the age of the farmers and how to support them. And related with that, I want to start with the first question, which is, do you train farmers and the hosts so that they are better prepared to offer good experiences?
Actually, when I visited the rural areas, farmers already have a very good experience with their life. So I don't want to train with my style. So I respect their style, but we suggest more good way to communication with our customers. And I try to explain what kind of food and what kind of brand and style young people like. So the farmers try to learn young generation's travel style.
Thank you. That's a very good answer on bottom-up knowledge. The second question is, what is your approach with regards to health and safety, hygiene standards, and how is that audited?
Could you repeat again, please?
Yes. What is your approach with regards to health and safety and hygiene standards?
What safety, please?
Health.
Health safety. Actually, when it comes to local food, it's really fresh and it's really healthy. So when I create our tour content, I try to find a good way to introduce the ingredient well, because when we go to travel, there are lots of cooking class, but we really don't have a chance to understand the ingredient. So yeah, I think I have another program to launch next month. For example, there is a beekeeping farmers in the rural area, and as we know, bee is very good for immune system and for health. So I try to make a content to like immune camp. People who don't have an immune can go to travel with Foodion to make and build some more immune system. So yeah.
Thank you. And last final question is from the jury is, which country is next in your expansion plan?
If I have a chance to go to global, I want to go to Europe first, because Europe has a very authentic food and they really have a various food cultures. So it's gonna be a very attractive content to Korea travelers. And I want to make olive gem tours or olive farm tours, something like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, from other jurors, is there any additional question for Foodion? I think everything is clear then with the questions already gathered by Jose Luis. Thank you. And let's move to our last pitch that is coming from Spain and Denmark, from Luis Kuffet, CEO and founder of Apparit. The floor is yours, Luis.
망했다.
Miss Louise, please turn on your microphone. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. I'll start again, okay? Hello, I'm Luis Kuffet, founder of Apparit. We are changing the way restaurants sell while managing company meal expenses. On average, restaurants only manage to fill 40% of their tables during the week, which means a loss of 68 million meals per year only in Spain. Besides, a corporate client spends 200 days of his working life looking for restaurants and booking them. Today's restaurants are experts acquiring the final client through their different tools and their own brand. But do they know how to acquire and retain corporate clients? Do you know any B2B digital platform for booking restaurants? Here we are. Apparit is their new B2B sales channel by outsourcing a sales team, making them part of the first executive restaurants marketplace, such as other sectors work like the hotel industry, connecting them through our B2B digital platform to thousands of new clients. On the other hand, corporate clients still have a very manual way for booking restaurants. Many calls to different restaurants, not complying with their spending policies, not centralizing their bills, and so on. We solve all these problems, becoming their unique supplier of restaurants, centralizing all operations, and controlling all meal expenses.
Ms. Luis, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we are not seeing your presentation. I'm not sure whether you have shared it at all.
Yes.
If you could share it, please, and continue from the slide where you're at. Thank you very much. Sorry for the interruption.
Should I start again?
We'd suggest you continue from the slide where you are at now, and if we have time, you can go backwards to some of the points. Thank you.
Okay. So this leads up to a 40% of cost savings in the whole process. Apparit is a digital platform that provides an online marketplace connecting expense account diners with restaurants through our B2B tool. We finally include this way the so awaited big players that restaurants are in the tourism industry value chain. We are going to make a huge impact here. We take a commission from both clients, and on our first year, we've made 12,000 reservations at €50 per person, working with 250 companies. On this year, COVID has accelerated the process of integrating our digital platform in several companies. This is an opportunity to sit. Plus, we are finalists and very excited about this competition, and we are being accelerated by Lanzadera right now. In terms of sustainability, we comply with 4 ODS, plus we are building partnerships with other players and ONGs. We want to be the biggest player at corporate meals in Spain, and for that we need 500,000 so we can grow our sales team and marketing action, plus improve our technology. I'm Luis Cufut, founder with 12 years of experience in the tourism industry. We are based in Madrid. Thank you so much, and Apparit, up in the eats. If you want, I can start again.
Thank you very much. You still have some time, so please feel free.
Okay. Hello, I'm Luis Cufut, founder of Apparit.
You have 2 minutes, so
okay.
Feel free.
Yeah, perfect. We are changing the way restaurants sell while managing company meal expenses. On average, restaurants only manage to fill 40% of their tables during the week, which means a loss of 68 million meals per year only in Spain. Besides, a corporate client spends 200 days of his working life looking for restaurants and booking them. Today's restaurants are experts acquiring the final clients through their different tools and their own brand. But do they know how to acquire and retain corporate clients? Do you know where is the B2B to book restaurants? What digital platform can you book restaurants? Sorry. Apparit is their new B2B sales channel by outsourcing a sales team, making them part of the first executive restaurants marketplace, such as other sectors work like the hotel industry, connecting them through our B2B digital platform to thousands of new clients. On the other hand, corporate clients still have a very manual way for booking restaurants, many contacts to call different restaurants, not complying with their spending policies, not centralizing their bills, and so on. We solve all these problems, centralizing all operations, being their unique supplier of restaurants. And this leads to a 40% of cost savings in the whole process. Apparit is a digital platform that provides an online marketplace connecting expense account diners with restaurants through our B2B tool. We finally include this way the so awaited big players that restaurants are in the tourism industry value chain. We are going to make a huge impact here. We take a commission from both clients, and on our first year, we've made 12,000 reservations at €50 per person, working with 250 companies. On this year, COVID has accelerated the process of integrating our platform in several companies. This is an opportunity to sit. Plus, we are very excited about this competition, and we are being accelerated by Lanzadera right now. In terms of sustainability, we comply with 4 ODS, and we are building partnerships with other players and ONGs. We want to be the biggest player at corporate meals, and for that we need 500,000 so we can grow our sales team and marketing actions, plus improve our technology. I'm Luis Cufu's founder with 12 years of experience. Thank you so much, and sorry for the repetition.
Yeah, thank you very much, Luis, and it definitely
you made me sweat.
Yeah, it definitely demonstrates that it is part of entrepreneurship to face challenges all the time, and you did it truly well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Sandra Carvalho will be with us for the questions.
Thank you so much, Jose Ricardo, and thank you, Luis. As Jose said, I think you ended up very well there, and you managed to give us a perfect idea of the project. Thank you so much. I have actually 2 questions, which I'll try to synthesize. The first one is, do you work to foster the introduction of local products in the restaurants that you work with? Somehow, or you just take exactly what is their offer standardized?
Good question. It's a strategy that we will have maybe when we have a lot of products. With product, I mean restaurants, because we want to be the biggest group in the made of independent restaurants, and of course we can help them as well. Having better prices with the local food and with the suppliers, as we are a big group instead of being all of them separately. And I think it's time to join forces in between all of them.
Thank you, Luis. The second question is a very easy and quick one. Do you also work with hotels?
No.
No, just restaurants.
No.
Very good. And the third one and the final one is from my side, what is the actual benefit for corporate employee? Can you share any experiences of usage of the system for the ones that are already participating?
Yeah, would you like me to share the screen?
No, it's fine if you just answer us and tell us, if there's experience, what their feedback is.
Well, they are very happy because for once, through one only platform, they have their negotiated rates at many restaurants. So they don't have to call each restaurant, until 12, they cannot call the restaurants. So they can book restaurants actually at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. So, and we can, they can as well filter the restaurants. So if they need rooftop, if they need a reservation, a private space, if they need whatever, the platform can filter that. And of course, we create the negotiated rates, and they can see in forms, so they can see how many dinners or how many meals they've had the last year and how much did they spend on these meals, So everything is centralized. So it's a very good option for them, so they can save time and money.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Luis. Back to you, Jose.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandra. And a couple of colleagues from the jury member, Sandra, have another question. So Begoña, please, your question, and afterwards, Jose Luis.
Thank you. Luis, which is your strategy to get more clients, especially the corporate ones? Could you tell us a little bit about this subject, please?
Well, they are actually asking us to grow with them. So this is a good opportunity because, as the biggest clients are in Madrid or Barcelona, in terms of corporate clients, they have delegations all over Spain. So they tell us what delegations they need into the platform. So they grow with us. This is the most direct strategy. And of course, the indirect one is with the team, with the sales team all over Spain and Europe.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Luis, for the very clear presentation. I have one question. Are you planning to add an environmental dimension? It could be in the products or in another part of the business model.
An environmental, well, we are complying with many ODS, but it's in my mind because well, I have a very sustainable mind actually, but it could be with strategies, with collaborations with, for example, Gasol Foundation. They want the kids not to have obesity, you know. So I don't know, and with their environment, it's the same. I guess it's through collaborations more than having a you know something mine. I prefer having collaborations with other players who are experts on that, and I am expert on restaurants and corporate clients. Who knows? Who knows? It's a good idea, Jose Luis.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you very much for this exciting pitch section of today's event. I encourage all the jury to turn on the cameras so that everybody can see you as the last opportunity, and the audience as well. So here you have them, dear finalists, the jury that is making the final decision on who will be awarded as the winner of the second UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition. And now we are moving with an interesting presentation from Sandra Carvalho. Feel free to share your screen, Sandra.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now. Thank you to the hosts for unmuting me. It's a pleasure to be with you, and I think the people who are watching us are more interested in the finalists than probably listening to me at this point. And what they want to know is exactly who's the winner of this amazing competition. And I want to congratulate everyone. Very inspiring stories and very committed group of people. So thank you so much. I'll be very brief. I just wanted to share with the audience today what is the work of UNWTO in gastronomy tourism. We've been a long-term partner, as my colleague Natalia mentioned, with the Basque Culinary Center, and we've step by step grew this interest, I think, in gastronomy tourism that has emerged in most of the destinations, and that we are very happy to bring to a global stage with the support of the Basque Culinary Center in many of the actions. Before I go into the exact topic of gastronomy tourism, I just wanted to share with you where we are at this moment, because obviously COVID-19 has changed the scope in which we work, all of us, and it's important to understand not only the impact, but what is ahead of us in terms of future scenarios. The latest data from UNWTO indicates that we've lost almost 70% of all international tourist arrivals by August. Which means that, unfortunately, we will most probably end the year at levels that we hadn't seen in 20 years. So we do have a big challenge here, not only in terms of the impact, but also of the consequences in jobs, naturally, but also in retaining talent, because there will be many of the people who are engaged today in tourism, which will need to, unfortunately, look for other sectors, people who have been trained, who have been committed. And when we return and we rebound, that will be one of the biggest challenges that we need to face. Obviously, there's an economic impact. We have lost 8 times what we lost during the 2009 economic crisis so far, just to give you an idea of magnitude. And obviously, this is international tourism. There has been domestic tourism recovery in many countries, but although that has been positive news, it has not been enough to compensate naturally, and particularly in countries like small island developing states or in Africa that depend on international tourism, it has not been enough to compensate this decline. if we look ahead into the next years, our scenarios based on the estimated impact in 2020 indicate that we will take 2.5 years to 4 years to recover to levels of 2019. So again, this is the scenarios that we unfortunately need to deal with today, and this is international tourism only. So as we go ahead and plan for the development of gastronomy tourism, which I think has been one of the areas that has been fastest and more innovative in adapting to the current circumstances, we need to have the scenarios into mind because the demand will take time to go back to previous levels. So obviously, I'm not going to go into the different challenges and opportunities, but I'd like to highlight one connected to gastronomy. And this is the fact that we are seeing, and we all know, an interest, a growing interest for sustainability and for sustainable oriented segments such as rural tourism, nature, health, and all of those are intrinsically connected with gastronomy tourism. We've also seen an increase in domestic tourism, and often in the domestic market, there is an emotion between the traveler and the destination that can be fostered by gastronomy because it brings memories from childhood, or it brings other connections which are more emotional with food traveling. So just to give you also some background information, which I think might be interesting for all of those who are interested in developing the area of gastronomy tourism. UNWTO and the BCC have developed a set of guidelines for the development of gastronomy tourism. They're available in our website. We invite you to get acquainted with them. And they go through 10 recommendations, which I still think they're valid today, independently of the current circumstances. I'm not going to go into the detail of all the 10, but I want to highlight 3, which I think should be taken advantage in this moment where we might have a decrease in demand at the destinations. One of them is the promotion of local gastronomy as cultural heritage. It is a moment that we can take stock of what exists, of local products, that we can invest in education, in development of the product, so that when demand is back, we can actually be ready for it. Another of the recommendations goes in the same line, is how do we improve the scenario, the environment, the venues, and the system of hosting gastronomy tourism. Destinations now have an opportunity, as we unfortunately need maybe to stop for some time, to actually look into what are they offering and how can they adapt that supply. And I'm not going to go into them. We're talking about promoting the competitiveness of all actors, particularly in terms of talent management and education. And this is something that, again, this is the moment to foster education for those who unfortunately cannot be working or are looking for another alternative occupation. And this can be a very interesting one. And the last one, which I would like to highlight, is the maximization of the power of technology. We saw it was already important, obviously, before the crisis, but the acceleration that we have gone through, as we all know, has been immense. So it's important that destinations can support companies, and I think the work that was presented today is an excellent example of how we can actually use technology to rebound demand. So finally, obviously, to ensure that we promote gastronomy tourism within the SDG agenda and that we align all our work independently of the current circumstances and challenges with the SDGs. And this means working in issues such as food waste, plastics, and agenda items that before were very high, but maybe with a crisis, they risk disappearing from our priorities. I would also like to share with you how some initiatives can actually on the ground be very interesting to bring that dynamism back to the market in a way that combines tradition, products, but also the chefs. This is just an initiative that was developed recently and is currently being implemented in Portugal. And it's about bringing the best chefs to very small villages and put them to cook with regional products. And this for the local market has been working in a very, very effective way to actually not only promote travel, because you need to go to the destination, but also to highlight the value of local gastronomy. From our side, I'd also like to say that we have several resources, as I mentioned, research on gastronomy tourism. Apart from the guidelines, we have case studies from Japan, which are very inspiring because they include cases of rebound after crisis. So I do advise you to get acquainted with them. And we will continue to host our events, physically and hybrid events from now onwards. And in that sense, we have been doing so with the Basque Culinary Center. Our UNWTO World Tourism Gastronomy Forum has been taking place every 2 years in the Basque Country and every second year in another location around the world. And we do hope, unfortunately, we could not host the 2020 event, but we hope to see you all physically if circumstances allow, and we do hope so, and if not, online in Flanders, in Belgium, where we will host the 6th UNWTO World Forum on Gastronomy Tourism on the 21st of June. So very much looking forward to work with you, and I'm here. My contact is available for any questions related to the work that UNWTO does in terms of gastronomy tourism. Thank you very much, Jose Ricardo, and I'll give the floor back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sandra, for this perspective, but not only for them, but for the recommendations on how to keep reinforcing gastronomy tourism, and especially for the recovery. On the other hand, we have an interesting presentation from the Basque Culinary Center. So David, welcome again to the floor.
Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you for all the attendees that are still there. I hope the presentation can be seen well. I also want to thank Sandra and WTO for giving us the possibility to be here with the 5 fantastic candidates. As I said before, I really enjoyed watching the pitches yesterday and different materials that they provided us with. So once again, congratulate for all of them. So I would like to introduce briefly to BCC, of course, partnering with WTO in all things food tourism. As you all may know, we are located in San Sebastián, in the Basque Country, in Spain, in the north of Spain. And since the inauguration, since the establishment of this fantastic institution, we have tried to develop the gastronomy as a potential for the economic and social drive, not only in the Basque Country, not only in Spain, but worldwide. And of course, food tourism, or the relationship, this binomial between food and tourism has always been very present on BCC. I would like to show you some pics of our state-of-the-art campus. You are all welcome. Of course, now we are fulfilling with all the COVID requirements regarding health and safety and social distancing and so on. But nevertheless, I think it's worth visiting our premises, our facilities. BCC is an organization with different elements, with different components. Begoña, another of the jurors, members of the jury, she is in charge of the innovation department. I am more in the faculty. And there at the Faculty of Gastronomic Sciences, of course, we have both undergraduate and PG postgraduate programs, especially regarding food and tourism. We always pay very much attention to what we call it, the value chain of culinary food tourism, gastronomy tourism. And we pay attention that food tourism is not just about restaurants, it's not just about bars, it's about the whole process of producing the produce. It's about getting to know how the producers work and also help them to remain where they live and help them keep living as they have been for ages. And all that process, food and beverages, the origin, the manufacturing, the development of those products until they arrive to the restaurants, until they arrive to the gastro bars and different facilities, different establishments in which the tourists, the visitors can enjoy the gastronomy. So we try to reflect that in our programs about food tourism, which I will present briefly, very fast. Of course, Masters in Food Tourism, which will be initiating in a few days its 5th edition. I am very happy to say that despite the current situation, despite the turmoil, we managed to create a group, and still we are still in open enrollment period. So in case somebody still wants to join us, very much welcome. And also we, since last year, we have our online course on food tourism, 3rd edition, also starting in early November, also open for new enrollments. And next year in March, we'll have the spring edition. So again, of course, very much open for questions in case any of you is interested in joining us. We are very happy with the different programs, and we are also able to customize, to present, to design on-demand courses, both for enterprises and also for institutions, for organizations at a national level or regional level. We are able to describe, to design live online courses, and also English taught not only in Spanish, even though so far both the online course and the master's degree are both in Spanish. We are currently already working on English taught food tourism courses, which I hope can cater the necessities of the near future of tourism. One of the challenges is training. One of the things we have to work on during these strange times are to train on, to work on our skills, and I hope BCC can be part of that new situation of tourism, more sustainable and all aligned with United Nations and WTO with the goals for sustainability. And thank you all again. Of course, I welcome you all to Basque Culinary Center. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, David, for this great and short presentation. And now, while all the jury is debating and compiling the results live, I will share with you a new, well, once again, the video of the 2nd UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition, just to give a little bit of the end of this event.
Through gastronomy, we discovered new worlds, flavors, and emotions. Experiences that are multiplied thanks to technology. Gastronomy tourism is a sector with big opportunities for development that stimulates entrepreneurship and innovation. The World Tourism Organization and the Basque Culinary Center joined together to launch a global competition for gastronomy tourism startups.
Since winning the World Tourism Organization Startup Competition, we earned a lot of credit and reputation, and our beta launch was very successful.
Yep, and this was the beginning, actually, of today's event. And I would like to invite all the finalists here on the same screen, just to share a little bit more and waiting for having the last result. I'm just writing here to my team, just to keep updating on. I'm pleased to send Tiana the results after you have it all compiled, so we can show the final winner. So dear finalists, please turn on your cameras. Tiana is arranging everything to let it happen. But before, thank you very much for all of you for being here. I hope it has been a great journey from the start of this competition. All of you have already had this opportunity to engage. Count on UNWTO, on Basque Culinary Center, on the Etour Foundation to connect you all with the ecosystem from the gastronomy side, from the innovation, and from the tourism side. So no one of you would be left behind. For sure, I would love to give a little bit on it, a little bit of more focus on the award. And let me introduce that the award here would be participating in the Digital Restec Accelerator from the Basque Culinary Center and with the support of the Etour Foundation. And it is about 2 bootcamps, intensive bootcamps to foster innovation with high-level mentors in all areas, especially business development, and going through personalized and all the customized, tailor-made process of accompaniment, and especially with the technology in Lab E. So let me just finish this with a round that each of you will be asked to let us know why you decided to go into gastronomy and not in any of the other sectors of or subsectors of the economy. Let's start with Luis. Just 15 seconds, Luis.
Well, it's because I see there is a lot of future and there is a lot of synergies to do in the sector, because they are all separated and we can all be together. Also, all of us, the participants, we can all be together in this evolution, in this revolution.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Italy.
Hey. Because food is a creative sector, and in tourism chain is a big challenge because represent one of the most emission factor in tourism now and in the future. So we have to solve a lot of problems for the world.
Thank you very much, and let's go to Puerto Rico.
They say when you work, when you have a passion for something, it's not working. And I have been in love with food since I was a little kid, and why not make a business out of it? I love to eat and I love to travel to eat. So why not Foodications? Thank you.
Let's go to the Republic of Korea.
I feel very sad that lots of travelers, when lots of travelers come to Korea, they just stayed in Seoul. But there are lots of food contents in Korea, and I will lead the food content, and I will be the #1 food experience service in Korea.
Well, I was muted here and go to Thailand, Ben.
I would say the main reason for me is really purely out of passion. I've been dedicated to this industry for quite a while, and yeah, I grew up in a multicultural environment, so food has always played a big role in my childhood, I would say. And yeah, food is kind of like the bridge between a culture and its country. So yeah, just really purely out of passion, I would say. That's why I'm in this industry.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now let me come back with Begoña Rodriguez on behalf of all the partners of this second UNWTO Gastronomy Tourism Startup Competition. So she would be able to announce the winner of this live evaluation. It's been so exciting Normally we could have something pre-recorded, but today we decided to make it live. Begoña, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you, Jose. It has been a pleasure to be part of this jury. First of all, I want to congratulate all the startups. The level of all your ideas and business is incredible. Your value proposals are really innovative, and you definitely contribute to the development of the sector all around the world. Amazing projects. Congratulations. However, today we have a tough task. We have to choose only one for being the winner of this second startup competition. So taking into account the potential of your ideas, the possibilities to scale the business, the impact in the ODS, the contribution to the transformation of the sector and to foster the gastronomy tourist ecosystem, we have chosen the one which we think is the best. And the winner is Foodion. Congratulations, Foodion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you to you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I didn't expect that at all.
Local food farmers want to promote their agriculture products and food tours. However, marketing and selling online is not easy to them. Foodion is doing rebranding and remarketing farmers' products and connect tourists to local. Foodion aims to revitalize local economy by creating local food ingredient tour content. This service will have an impact on increasing tourists to rural areas and consumption of agricultural products.
Thank you so much for giving me this precious opportunity. Actually, I started this business because of my Italian friends and Sweden friends. When I studied English in the States, my nickname was Korean shy girl because I didn't speak English well. So my Italian friends invited me to their home, and I just thought that they can cook for pasta with just canned paste sauce, but they cook for Italian home meal, and it was really amazing. And I'd never never experienced the pasta before. So when I back to Korea, I tried to find the same tasting in Korea, but I wasn't. And then my Sweden friend come to my country, and I was a guide for them, and they was like, I need something traditional in Korea, but I was like, nothing in Seoul, it's all. And after they back to Korea, I just thought my Italian friends, so I regret to give any precious present to my European friends. So I decided to this business to make more food content to enjoy. Actually, even though there are lots of ingredients in Korea, people just tours in Seoul. And when I visited rural area, there aren't any food content yet. So thank you so much. And I will never give up this business. I promise you. Thank you.
Thank you
Yeah,
to you.
thank you all. Just please, everybody turn on the camera, final picture, and we will close our event. Yeah, I think Jose Luis, Alexander, Begoña, Adaya.
I think you blocked us. No.
Arlene, everybody here. Okay, Tiana? And Arlene? So I think we are ready. Thank you very much to all of you for having been here. lots of applause for the winner and for all the finalists. You will appear in a special website within the UNWTO main website. We're going to make sure that our innovation network receives all your projects. And please, we will keep connecting you. This is just the beginning of an amazing journey with the UNWTO Basque Culinary Center and TUICA Foundation. Thank you very much.